We tell stories of human way, not with artificial voices or AI slop. In the end, what's HFI without humanity? Subscribe to keep it this way. My name is Amir Sohal. Let's begin. The vast arena of the Galactic War Games stretched endlessly. Towers of metal and glass gleamed under the light of 3 suns. Thousands of spectators from dozens of star systems filled the stands, their eyes fixed on the central battlefield. The crowd buzzed with excitement, whispers of curiosity and tension weaving through the air like electricity. Every species had come to see the new competitors, the humans, who had already shocked everyone in the first round. Commander Elias Vance of Earth's unified fleet watched the battlefield carefully. His brow was furrowed and his jaw clenched. Humans had always been underestimated by the galaxy. Most species saw them as fragile, short-lived, and unpredictable. But so far, in the war games, humans had proven they were more than just survivalists. They were bold, intelligent, and utterly fearless. On the field, Captain Mira Klein led her team with precision. Her squad moved swiftly, dodging attacks that caught other teams off guard. Each human seemed to anticipate the aliens' moves, almost as if they could predict them. The crowd gasped as Mira executed a daring maneuver, turning a near-certain defeat into an unexpected victory. This can't be real," whispered one alien commentator. "Humans are different." And they were different. Humans did not rely on technology alone, like most species. They used their minds, their creativity, and most importantly, their courage. While other teams depended on perfect strategy and calculations, humans adapted, improvised, and took risks no one else would dare. As the first round concluded, the humans stood victorious. Cheers erupted, but not from everyone. Some alien teams looked angry, frustrated that their calculations and skills had been outwitted by what they considered a primitive species. Yet the biggest shock was still coming. Inside the High Council chamber of the Galactic Council, a group of alien leaders gathered. Their faces were pale, or the closest their species had to pale, expressions tight with worry. Holographic screens displayed the humans' final score, their movements, and even their interactions with other species. "Impossible!" hissed Grand Chancellor Zaltor, a being with translucent skin and pulsating veins of blue light. "They shouldn't have won. Their species is too small, too unpredictable." "Predictable unpredictability," muttered Advisory Vic. "They have a way of bending the rules without breaking them. They learn fast, too fast." Zaltor's eyes glowed brighter. This cannot continue. We cannot allow humans to proceed to the next round. Their victory threatens the balance of games. And perhaps more. Back on the battlefield, the humans were celebrating quietly. They were proud but cautious. Mira turned to her squad. "Stay alert. The council is unpredictable. Don't get overconfident." Suddenly, the sky above the arena shimmered. A deep, resonant voice echoed through every speaker, every device, and every mind that could receive it. "Attention! Competitors of the Galactic War Games. Effective immediately, humans are banned from further participation." The words hung in the air like a thunderclap. Silence swept across the arena. Aliens stared in shock. Humans froze. A sense of disbelief rippled through everyone watching. "What?" Mira whispered. Her team looked at each other, stunned. Commander Vance's communicator buzzed urgently. He answered, his voice steady but tense. "This is Vance. Confirm. Did the council just ban us?" "Yes," came the official reply, cold and formal. "You are to cease all participation. Leave the arena immediately." The humans did not move. Some laughed nervously, thinking it was a test, a trick. Others felt anger rise in their chests. How could a species that had earned victory, that had proven its strength and ingenuity, be banned? Mira clenched her fists. "We need answers. Now." Meanwhile, the Galactic Council held an emergency session. The chamber was filled with tension. Hollow images of humans' movements, tactics, and even their interactions with other species were projected in 3D. "They are not just winning," said Zaltor. "They are exposing weaknesses in every system, in every other species strategy. Their unpredictability is dangerous." Advisor Rivik leaned forward. "Dangerous, yes, but are we afraid of humans? Or are we afraid of what they represent? They show what we cannot control. They refuse to follow the rules of prediction. They refuse to bow to our authority. The counselors exchanged uneasy glances. A few whispered in corners, nervous about what might happen if humans were allowed to continue. But no one could voice it aloud. The humans, though small and simple-looking, had already proven they could overcome what no one else could. Back on Earth's ship hovering above the arena, the humans gathered. Their faces were hard, eyes sharp with determination. Mira spoke, voice steady. The Council thinks they can stop us with words, that they can ban us because they fear us. They don't understand what humans are capable of. Lieutenant Hara, a young strategist, shook her head. They've cut us off from the games. Without the next rounds, our chance to prove ourselves. Mira interrupted. We will prove ourselves, just not on their terms. They've underestimated us from the start, and they will regret it. A communicator beeped urgently. It was from Commander Vance. Mira, listen, the Council's ban, it's more than just a game rule. They fear your species. They believe humans might destabilize the entire competition. They're calling this a precaution, but I think they're afraid of what humans could become. The room fell silent. The weight of his words sank deep. Fear and uncertainty mixed with determination. Humans had never faced a threat like this. Not from an alien species, and certainly not from a governing council that controlled thousands of worlds. Mira, clench your jaw. Then we don't fight for them. We fight for ourselves. Far away, in the council chamber, Zaltor tapped a clawed hand on the central console. Watch them closely. Do not underestimate them again. They are dangerous, but fascinating. Perhaps too fascinating. Back on the battlefield, the humans prepared to leave, but the crowd would not let them go quietly. Many aliens whispered in awe, admiring the courage of the humans. Some even secretly cheered. Unknown to the humans, alliances were quietly forming, alliances that might help them in the battles to come. Suddenly, an alert flashed on Myra's visor. A new message from an unknown source. Meet us at the coordinates 13 Delta. You are not alone. Your fight has just begun. Myra's eyes widened. Who sent this? Are they lies or traps? Lieutenant Hara looked uneasy. We don't know, but we don't have much choice. If there's even a chance of support, we have to take it. The humans packed their gear, moving with the quiet precision of those trained for survival. Every step was careful, calculated, and silent. Even as the arena emptied around them, the sense of suspense hung heavy in the air. Something bigger than the war games was unfolding. Something that would challenge the humans like never before. As their ship lifted off, Mira looked back at the arena. Thousands of eyes followed them, some in awe, some in fear, and some in hatred. She knew the Council's decision was not the end. It was the beginning of something far larger. A voice in her mind, almost like intuition, whispered, "The galaxy fears us not for what we are, but for what we will become." And in that moment, the humans understood that the true battle was only starting. Their courage, ingenuity, and unbreakable would soon be tested, not just in games, but against the very powers that ruled the stars. The stars stretched ahead, infinite and dark, as the human ship sped toward the unknown. Somewhere in the vastness of space, allies waited, secrets brewed, and challenges loomed. The desperate call for survival, for recognition, and for justice had begun. Humans had been banned, but they were far from defeated. The human ship glided silently through the dark expanse of space. Outside, stars sparkled like scattered diamonds, each one a world with its own mysteries, wars, and wonders. Inside, the cabin was quiet except for the soft hum of the engines. Mira Klein stood at the viewport, staring at the endless night, her mind racing. "We can't go back," she said softly, mostly to herself. "The Council will never accept us. They don't understand humans. They fear us, and for a reason." Lieutenant Hara shifted beside her. "They think banning us is a problem, but they have no idea what humans are capable of." Mira nodded. "Exactly. And it's time we show them on our terms." The mysterious message had led them to these coordinates. 13 Delta, an abandoned space station that once belonged to a coalition of minor species. The station floated like a ghost among the stars, its metal hull scarred from centuries of neglect. It was dark, quiet, and completely isolated, perfect for a meeting that the Galactic Council should never know about. As the humans docked, a small group of figures waited in the shadows. They were a mix of alien species, some with sleek, metallic skin, others covered in scales, and some that seemed almost liquid in shape. Myra's eyes narrowed. "Who are you? Friends or council spies?" One of the figures stepped forward, a tall being with 3 glowing eyes. "We're friends. Some of us have been watching you. Humans. The council's fear is real. You are unlike anything we've seen before." Mira studied the being. "Then why help us?" The alien's voice was calm but urgent. "Because the council's fear is dangerous. They will stop at nothing to control or destroy you. And if that happens, the galaxy loses more than a few humans. They lose potential intelligence, ingenuity. Your species inspires hope, Mira Klein. That is something the council cannot allow." A quiet murmur spread through the group. Humans glanced at one another, unsure whether to trust these strangers. But Mira knew instinctively that they had little choice. The council had already made their decision. Humans were banned from the games. The only path forward was outside their rules. The group led the humans into a dimly lit chamber deep inside the station. Holographic screens flickered to life, displaying maps of the galaxy, council sectors, and hidden routes. Myra's heart raced. This was not just a meeting, it was a plan. "You've seen how humans fight," said one of the aliens, a small creature with spindly limbs and bright amber eyes. "You use creativity, risk, and unpredictability. You are not like the other species. You adapt, you survive, and that is why the council fears you." Myra's mind raced. "So what do you want from us?" "Not what we want," the alien replied. "What you already are. Humans do not need to follow rules. You create them. You bend them. You turn weakness into strength. The galaxy needs to see this, not in the games, but in action." Hara frowned. "In action? What do you mean?" The taller alien stepped closer. "The council is not just a game organizer. They are a governing body. They control trade, war, and peace across countless systems. They fear humans because humans are unpredictable. They cannot calculate your potential, and that makes you dangerous. Dangerous enough that they want to silence you." Myra's eyes narrowed. "Then we will not be silent. We will not bow to their fear." A wave of determination passed through the group. Every human felt it. Anger, resolve, and unshakable confidence. They had survived impossible odds before. They had fought wars on Earth that seemed hopeless. They had climbed mountains, crossed deserts, and navigated oceans with nothing but courage and wit. Now, in the galaxy's biggest stage, they faced a new challenge, and they were ready. The aliens revealed blueprints of council operations. Trade routes, patrol routes, and secret war depots were all exposed. Mira studied them carefully. "You're showing us how to fight without fighting?" "Exactly," said the small alien. "The council cannot predict humans. They cannot predict how you will move, whom you will ally with, or what strategies you will invent. That is your advantage. You will use it." Hara's fingers traced the holographic map. "We could disrupt their systems, expose their weaknesses, make them realize humans are more than competitors in a game." "Yes," the taller alien confirmed. "But do not underestimate them. The council has power, allies, and technology far beyond your imagination. You must think differently. You must think like humans." Mira turned to her team. "Then we have a mission, not just to fight, but to prove who we are. We will not just survive. We will excel, and we will make the council regret underestimating us." Training began immediately. The humans worked in shifts, studying alien technology, learning new strategies, and improving their own skills. They simulated battles, practiced stealth maneuvers, and developed communication codes that no alien could intercept. They were like students in a school for survival, except the stakes were infinitely higher. Days passed. The humans grew stronger, faster, and smarter. Each obstacle they faced, each simulation they failed, taught them something new. They learned to trust instincts over algorithms, intuition over calculation, and teamwork over individual skill. Every human contributed, Every alien guide offered insights, and together they forged a force unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council remained unaware of the humans' preparation. They assumed that a ban would be enough to stop them, but humans did not pause. Humans did not surrender. Humans evolved. One evening, Mira sat alone in the command room, staring at the starry expanse. She thought about the Council, about the games, and about the countless species who doubted humanity. Her mind flashed back to Earth, the wars humans had survived, the diseases they had fought, the disasters they had endured. They were survivors, adaptable, clever, and above all, unyielding. A soft beep interrupted her thoughts. Hara's voice came over the comm. "Mira, you should see this." Mira joined her team at the holographic table. A new message glowed. The Council believes humans are done. They are not. You are ready. Proceed with Phase 1. Phase 1. Mira felt a thrill of anticipation and fear. The humans had trained, adapted, and prepared. But the real test, the moment where they would prove to the galaxy that banning them changed nothing, was about to begin. They left the station in small, stealth ships, moving through hidden routes that even the Council's fastest patrols could not detect. Mira felt a rush of adrenaline. Every planet, every asteroid field, every dark corner of space was a new opportunity to show what humans could do. Their first target was not a battlefield, not an enemy fleet, but a test, a challenge designed to see if humans could succeed outside the confines of the war games. A Council supply depot, heavily guarded, stored critical resources for the next rounds of competition. Humans were infiltrated, gathered data, and proved their ingenuity that Myra's team approached carefully. The station was massive, patrolled by automated drones and alien guards. But humans did not rely on brute force alone. They observed patterns, exploited weaknesses, and used misdirection. Hara disabled surveillance cameras with a clever reroute of their energy grid. Engineers created holographic decoys that drew guards away from key points. Mira led the team through narrow corridors, her heart pounding with excitement and fear. Every step was calculated, every decision mattered, and every success built confidence. Finally, they reached the main data vault. Using simple yet ingenious methods, they bypassed the security system. Files and blueprints of Council operations, strategic plans, and hidden weaknesses flowed into their data pads. Mira smiled. This is only the beginning. The Council thinks they stopped us. They have no idea humans are just getting started. As they returned to their ship, the first signs of dawn streaked across distant stars. Humans had completed Phase 1. They had adapted, survived, and excelled once again. But they knew this was only the start. Phase 2 would be harder, more dangerous, and more revealing. The Council would respond, and the galaxy would watch. Mira looked at her team. We're not just participants anymore. We're humans. And humans never stop. And somewhere far away, hidden in the shadows of the Council chambers, eyes glowed with both fear and curiosity. The humans had proven something undeniable. They were clever, resilient, and unpredictable. The Council had tried to ban them, but humans did not obey rules. They made their own path. The stars ahead promised challenges, allies, and dangers, but the humans were ready. The galaxy had just begun to understand what it meant to underestimate humanity. The human ships glided silently through the dark reaches of space. Mira Klein watched the stars, each one a silent witness to the plans forming in the hearts of humanity. Their Phase 1 mission had succeeded, but they knew the real challenge was still ahead. The Galactic Council had been embarrassed without even realizing it. That meant they would strike back, and humans had to be ready. This is it, Mira said, voice low but firm. The Council will try to stop us. Every move we make, they will try to predict. But humans are not predictable. That is our greatest strength. Lieutenant Hara frowned, eyes scanning the navigation console. Do we even know who's watching? They could have agents anywhere, even in the shadows of our own ships. Mira nodded. That is why we move carefully, think creatively, and trust each other. Remember, every challenge we face is another chance to prove that humans are unlike any species the galaxy has seen. The fleet of human ships split into smaller units. Each group had its own target, Council supply lines, data hubs, and communication satellites. The goal was clear: disrupt, expose, and send a message. Humans were not fighting to destroy. They were fighting to show that cunning, courage, and ingenuity were weapons no algorithm could predict. The first target was a Council relay station orbiting a barren moon. Myra's unit approached in stealth mode. The station's shields were strong, but the humans had learned to exploit patterns. Timing, observation, and improvisation were their tools. Hara manipulated the energy grid, creating temporary blackouts and surveillance. Engineers deployed holographic decoys, confusing automated defenses. Within moments, the humans infiltrated the station. They moved with precision, leaving no trace behind. Vital data files were copied, and critical communication channels subtly altered. By the time the Council realized what had happened, the humans were already gone, leaving only a message on the main console: humans adapt, humans survive, humans prevail. The Council was furious. Alarms rang across the galaxy, sending waves of panic through its chambers. Zaltor's eyes glowed with controlled anger. Humans are not just participants. They are a threat to our authority, and we cannot ignore them any longer. Advisory Vic spoke quietly, almost fearfully. They are not attacking with force. They are showing us cleverness, unpredictability, ingenuity. This is something we cannot calculate. Meanwhile, Myra's team regrouped at their hidden base. The humans were exhilarated, but they did not celebrate. Every success brought new risks. Every bold move made the Council more vigilant. Hara spoke up, pointing to the holographic map. Next target, the Council's Warfleet staging ground. If we can expose their weaknesses there, we will send a message no species can ignore. Myra's eyes narrowed. It will be dangerous, but it's the only way. Let's move. The fleet jumped through hyperspace, arriving near the staging ground under the cover of darkness. Hundreds of warships lay docked, shimmering under the light of a distant sun. Automated defenses patrolled the perimeter, scanning for intruders. Humans did not panic. They observed. They calculated. They improvised. Using small stealth ships, they created distractions. One group drew the patrols away with holographic projections of multiple ships. Another group disabled power grids silently, turning sections of the fleet into shadows. Mira led the main team directly into the heart of the staging ground. Every step was tense. Every moment could be the difference between success and destruction. But humans relied on intuition, not just technology. They moved in patterns that no machine could predict, avoided traps before they were even triggered, and solved problems with creativity that astonished even themselves. Finally, they reached the central command hub of the fleet. It was heavily protected, but humans did what humans always did. They used their minds. With a combination of clever coding, energy manipulation, and improvisation, they bypassed the security systems and accessed the fleet's strategic data. Mira studied the files. The weaknesses were clear: patrol rotations, communication delays, over-reliance on automated calculations. Humans noted every flaw, every vulnerability. Hara grinned. This is brilliant. We don't need to fight them head-on. We just show them how weak they think they are. Before leaving, they left a subtle mark on the fleet systems, harmless, but noticeable. A message flashed on the main screens of every ship. The Council underestimates humans at its own risk. The fleet erupted in chaos as alerts spread. Council commanders scrambled to respond, but they were always one step behind. Every human move had been calculated to maximize impact without direct confrontation. Humans did not destroy. They exposed, disrupted, and outsmarted. Back at the hidden base, Myra's team regrouped. The adrenaline still coursed through their veins. They were tired, but they were alive, and stronger than ever. Hara spoke softly. You think the Council will retaliate directly now? Mira shook her head. They will try, but they don't understand humans yet. They only fear what they cannot control. And that fear, it will work in our favor if we continue to be clever, unpredictable, and bold. At that moment, a new transmission arrived, encrypted and anonymous. Phase 3 begins. Prepare for the test the Council cannot predict. Your ingenuity will be tested beyond anything you faced. The humans exchanged glances. Phase 3. The Council had no idea what was coming. The stage was set for a confrontation that would change the galaxy's perception of humanity forever. The days that followed were a blur of preparation, planning, and subtle infiltration. The humans moved like shadows, invisible yet everywhere. They sabotaged supply lines, rerouted fleets, and intercepted secret communications, all without direct combat. Every success made them stronger. Every risk tested their limits. But humans were not just clever. They were also compassionate. During one operation, they encountered a stranded alien species caught in the crossfire of a council operation. Instead of leaving them, humans helped them escape, gaining unexpected allies. These smaller species, often overlooked, now had reason to support humans in future battles. Mira realized something vital. The true power of humans was not in technology or strength alone. It was in adaptability, teamwork, and morality. These traits made humans unpredictable and formidable. The Council's rules could not contain them because humans did not follow rules. They invented new ways to survive and thrive. Then came the moment of Phase 3. The humans received coordinates to an isolated asteroid base, supposedly a simulation challenge the Council had designed. But humans quickly realized it was no ordinary test. The base was a trap. Automated defenses, energy fields, and alien mercenaries lay in wait. Myra's eyes narrowed. This is it. The Council wants to see if humans break under pressure. They want to see us fail. Let's prove them wrong. The team split into small units, moving silently. Every step was calculated. Every decision critical. Hara hacked energy barriers while engineers created distractions. Mira led her squad to the maze of corridors, avoiding patrols and disabling traps. Inside the main chamber, a massive energy core powered the base. It was heavily guarded, but humans did what they always did. They thought differently. Using a combination of physics, improvisation, and teamwork, they rerouted the energy to create a controlled blackout. Guards were confused, defenses failed, and the humans reached the central control hub. They accessed the Council's challenge files, exposing not just a test, but the Council's hidden weaknesses. Humans had turned the Council's own trap into a victory. A final message appeared on the base's main screens. Humans are not bound by your games. We are bound by our will. As they left the asteroid, Mira looked at her team. This is bigger than any victory in the games. The Council will never forget today. Somewhere in the Council chambers, Zaltor's eyes glowed with a mixture of fear and awe. Humans, they are beyond our calculations. They are not just competitors. They are something else. And in that moment, humanity had sent a clear message to the galaxy. Banning humans did not stop them. It had only unleashed their true potential. The stars ahead promised more challenges, but humans were ready. Phase 4 would test them further, but they had already proven one undeniable truth. Humans survive, adapt, and prevail where others fail. And the galaxy, for the first time, was beginning to see what humans were truly capable of. The galaxy seemed to hold its breath. After the humans' daring moves in Phase 3, whispers spread across star systems. Everyone was talking about the audacious species from Earth. Some feared them, some admired them, and some could hardly believe their eyes. The Galactic Council, however, was silent. Too silent. Inside the council chambers, Grand Chancellor Zaltor paced slowly, his glowing eyes fixed on the holographic displays. Every report, every intercepted message, every trace of human activity filled the room. His veins of light pulsed faster with tension. "They are clever," muttered Advisory Vic. "Beyond anything we expected. Their unpredictability, it cannot be calculated." Zaltor stopped pacing and faced the counselors. They are not just competitors in a game. They are a species that refuses to be controlled. And if we do nothing, humanity will reshape the galaxy, with or without our approval. The chamber was tense. Some counselors whispered nervously. Others glared with anger. One by one, they realized that banning humans had not stopped them. It had only unleashed their true potential. Meanwhile, Mira Klein and her team drifted through space toward the Council's central system. Their Phase 4 objective was clear. A direct confrontation, not with weapons, but with proof. Proof that humans could succeed where the Council assumed they would fail. This is it, Mira said, staring at the massive holographic map of the Council's capital system. Phase 4. We show them who humans really are. Lieutenant Hara tapped her datapad. They have fleets, automated defenses, elite agents. Every pathway is monitored. Any misstep, and we could be captured or worse. Mira nodded. Then we move smart, not fast. We adapt. We improvise. We survive. The humans split into 3 units, each targeting a different sector of the Council's central command. Their movements were precise, silent, and calculated. Every step they took exploited the Council's assumptions. Every maneuver challenged expectations. The first unit infiltrated the communication network. Mira nodded. Then we move smart, not fast. We adapt. We improvise. We survive. The humans split into 3 units, each targeting a different sector of the Council's central command. Their movements were precise, silent, and calculated. Every step they took exploited the Council's assumptions. Every maneuver challenged expectations. The first unit infiltrated the communication network. Humans had learned to manipulate data with creativity that no algorithm could anticipate. They broadcast messages galaxy-wide, exposing the Council's weaknesses and hypocrisy. Aliens on distant worlds watched as the Council's own records showed corruption, miscalculations, and arrogance. The second unit disrupted supply chains. Ships carrying weapons, provisions, and intelligence were rerouted or immobilized without harm. Every action sent a clear message. Humans could control outcomes without violence. Their ingenuity alone made them a force to be reckoned with. Myra's unit approached the central chamber of the Council itself. The building was enormous, towering over the capital city, bristling with defenses. Automated turrets, energy shields, and elite guards surrounded it. But humans were humans. They did not rely on brute force. They relied on intellect, creativity, and courage. Hara deployed holographic decoys, while engineers rerouted power flows, disabling key defense mechanisms. Mira led the team through maintenance tunnels, bypassing patrols and traps. Every decision was intuitive, every move precise. They had trained for this. They were ready. Finally, they reached the central chamber. The doors slid open to reveal the Council in session. Zaltor and the other counselors froze. Humans, banned, underestimated, and dismissed, stood before them. Their presence alone was a statement. Mira stepped forward. You banned us. You thought it would stop us. You underestimated us. But humans do not obey rules meant to contain us. We adapt, we survive, and we succeed where others fail. The chamber was silent. Zaltor's glowing eyes narrowed. You dare to stand here after defying our orders? Mira smiled faintly. Not defiance, Chancellor. Demonstration. We have not broken your laws. We have shown our ingenuity, our courage, and our morality. We have proven that humans are capable of greatness, even when you try to stop us. Rivik whispered, almost trembling. They are undeniable. The humans projected their accomplishments across the Council systems. Every intercepted fleet, every rerouted supply line, every exposed weakness was visible to every counselor. There was no denying it. Humans had succeeded not by force, but by intellect, courage, and teamwork. Zaltor's claws tightened on the armrest. He had never seen a species manipulate systems, allies, and opportunities with such precision. Fear, admiration, and respect surged together. The humans had turned a ban into a display of dominance, not through war, but through superior strategy. Mira continued, We do not seek to overthrow you, Chancellor. We seek recognition. Recognition that humans are not to be underestimated. Recognition that courage, creativity, and determination are as powerful as fleets and weapons. Recognition that humans, our species, deserves a place at this galaxy's table. Silence fell. For a long moment, no one spoke. The counselors exchanged glances. Then, one by one, nods appeared. Some reluctant, some thoughtful, some amazed. Humans had forced them to see the truth. Power was not just in rules or weapons. Power was in will, intelligence, and the courage to act. Finally, Zaltor spoke, his voice slower, measured, but carrying weight. Humans, you have shown us something no other species has. Not through violence, not through dominance, but through ingenuity. Your ban has failed. Perhaps it was our mistake to doubt you. Mira nodded. Mistakes are made, Chancellor, but humans learn from them, and we will continue to learn, adapt, and thrive. We are not bound by fear, and we are not limited by expectation. We are humans. A wave of murmurs swept through the chamber. Counselors whispered among themselves, some hesitant, some respectful. The weight of humanity's triumph was undeniable. Outside, in the galaxy, species watched in awe. Humans had not only survived, they had transformed perception. The ban had been meant to humiliate and control. Instead, it became a testament to human resilience, creativity, and morality. Mira turned to her team, pride shining in her eyes. This is our moment, but it is only the beginning. Humans will continue to rise, not for war, not for glory, but because we refuse to be underestimated. As the humans departed the council's chamber, the galaxy seemed different. The stars no longer seemed distant. The planets no longer seemed untouchable. Humanity had carved a place in the galaxy, not through dominance, but through courage, intelligence, and unwavering resolve. Zaltor watched from his chamber, silent for a long moment. Then, almost reluctantly, he whispered, "Perhaps humans are what this galaxy needed. Not enemies, not subjects, but a reminder that strength comes in many forms." Myra's voice echoed in the ship's comms, calm and confident. The galaxy will remember this day. Humans adapt. Humans survive. Humans prevail. And no one, no council, no species, no force will ever underestimate us again. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, carrying humans toward new challenges, new allies, and new adventures. The Galactic Council had learned its lesson. Banning humans did not stop them. It had only revealed their true strength. And somewhere, deep in the void of space, the future awaited. Humans were ready. Not just for war, not just for games, but for the infinite possibilities of a galaxy that had finally begun to respect them. The galaxy would never forget the day humanity refused to be contained, and the story of humans, bold, ingenious, and unstoppable, will be told for generations to come. Humans had faced a ban, a threat, and doubt, and humans had triumphed. The stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter, as if acknowledging the rise of a species that could not be predicted, tamed, or stopped, and that, the galaxy realized, was the true power of humanity. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and support us. It really helps us grow and bring more videos like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.